Hey there, friend. Welcome to the She Leads Real Estate podcast, where we shine a light on the incredible women making waves in real estate leadership today. This podcast is all about celebrating the achievements, challenges, and insights of women who are driving the industry forward, from team leaders and brokerage owners to managers and trailblazing entrepreneurs. Each episode features candid conversation with inspiring women leaders who share their journeys, strategies, and advice for thriving in a competitive market. Whether you're currently leading a team, you manage a brokerage, or you're aspiring to step into a leadership role, She Leads Real Estate is your go-to resource for empowerment, inspiration, and actionable insight. Hi, I'm Sue Sarvis, your host and experienced real estate broker professional, president of Realty Associates, and real estate coach. Previously, I've started a listing team, opened multiple offices, and have managed teams across the great state of Texas. I started this podcast to bring real stories of growth, leadership, and valuable, actionable advice directly to you. Join me as we connect with women who are driving real estate forward. Okay, so today we are diving into how to transform, I'll say team, your team meetings, your brokerage meetings into more fun, engaging, and educational experiences for you and your team. Meetings, as I know, can sometimes feel monotonous or uninspiring, especially when you find a groove. And I think a lot of us are guilty of this, where we find a groove of what works for us agenda-wise in our meetings, monthly, weekly, etc. And then we don't incorporate change or, new games, new anything into it. We kind of set it and forget it the way that we do meetings. We always have guests. We don't have guests. We talk about contract changes. We talk about the lawsuit and the lawsuit and the lawsuit over and over again, sometimes. But I'm going to share with you some strategies that you can make interactive, make work for you, and I think they'll be valuable for people on your team. So let's explore those various different strategies to bring education to your brokerage team in a fun way. And maybe it can help spruce up, liven up your team meeting. So tip number one, start with a game, break the ice, and energize the room. So one of the best ways to kick off a team meeting is to play a game based on, let's say, real estate trivia. Create a trivia game based on real estate facts, market stats, or even recent changes in laws and regulations. This will help, kind of energize the team, sets a positive tone, especially doing it at the beginning, breaking the ice. It not only breaks the ice, but it also reinforces important industry knowledge. A lot of the things that I'm going to mention right now are great things to do as you kick off your meeting. How many times have you gotten into a meeting, you're on time, you're a couple minutes early, and then the meeting host says, okay, we'll get started in 5 minutes. Maybe the meeting was supposed to start at 10, and they're saying that, okay, we'll get started in a few minutes, we'll wait for more people to get here, we'll start at 10:05. They're thinking, why did I come on time then, right? I'm here on time, I'm here early. I want to encourage you to do something for those that are there on time, whether it's one of these game ideas or sharing tips, tricks, saying hi to everyone, introducing everyone, asking people different questions about their personal lives or their business that you know of and is appropriate for the start of a meeting. But don't just say, hey, we're going to get started in 5 minutes at 10:05 and let everyone sit there in silence. Because those who got there at 10 or just before, they value their time just as much. So I want to kick us off with that as well. All right, real estate trivia, said that. Deal or no deal, you can create some scenarios based on real life deals and have members decide how they would handle each situation. This can spark discussion, hone negotiation skills, and lets agents share their experiences and strategies. Again, do it based on real life deals. You don't have to name the agent that maybe you got the call from or, heard about it from. And that can kind of be fun. Like, hey, someone in our brokerage had this real life situation. Here's what it was. Do you think it went forward or not? Or would you stay in it? Would you recommend this or that solution? So 2 apps that can help you with that. There's actually a website. It's called GameShowStudioApp.com. You can do a live deal or no deal with a buzzer without having an actual physical buzzer. There's also what's called Trivia Maker, a quiz creator by Redwood Pro Media. And I'm going to have a freebie with all these tech items that I mentioned for you to check out and download. Third idea is the Price is Right. So displaying different properties on a screen and having team members guess the listing price. Kind of a fun way to stay updated on market trends and pricing strategies, and just kind of a fun, what do we think? And see who comes closest, see who is the furthest away from the actual price. And, games at the start of the meeting really set a fun, engaging tone, makes everyone more receptive to either learning or the rest of the meeting, whatever the topic may be. So, second tip is to incorporate micro-learning. What is micro-learning? Micro-learning is short, impactful learning segments. Micro-learning involves breaking down education into very bite-sized segments that are easy to digest and apply. So let me give you some examples of micro-learning. Quick tips, role-playing scenarios, and a mini masterclass. So quick tips. If you dedicate 5 minutes to a tip of the week, where an agent shares a quick strategy that's worked for them, such as maybe it's a marketing hack, maybe it's a negotiation tip, or a client communication strategy. I'm a huge fan of me not being the one talking the entire meeting. I don't want to hear myself talk for an hour. I guarantee you no one in the room or online does either. So anytime I can incorporate an agent to come up and share or come on the mic and share, I'm going to do that. Role-playing scenarios. So a quick real-life scenario that agents might face, such as a difficult client, pitching a property, a listing presentation objection, or a buyer consult objection. Role-playing these scenarios, switching roles, so more than one person gets the chance to not only practice, but 2, give their perspective. What's the lens that they answer through? Can help teach others some possible tools for their toolbox that maybe they hadn't thought of before. And then the last one is mini masterclass. Invite a team member to give a short presentation on a specific skill or tool they're proficient in, like using maybe a new CRM feature or mastering some kind of social media marketing for listings. Maybe it's something new app, new feature in your CRM. Definitely have someone come up and share how they not only use it, but use it in their business and how it's effective. So key to microlearning, short, sweet, highly relevant to your team's needs. And if you're debating what to do microlearning on or any other team brokerage topic, ask them. Create a poll, send out an email survey. Hey, I'm thinking about these 3 topics. Which one would you most like to have a mini masterclass on at our next sales meeting, brokerage meeting, whatever you call it? Number 3, incorporate technology. So use interactive tools and apps. Technology can be your best friend when it comes to keeping meetings interactive and fun. So consider using tools like Kahoot, that's Kahoot, or Mentimeter. These are great platforms for creating quizzes, polls, and interactive Q&A sessions where Kahoot, you pull it up, you've created your quiz already on the back end, you flash it up on the screen, and participants in the room join the game from their phone. There will be a code or a QR code to join the game. And you can see, oh, there are 12 participants in the game. Here's the first question, and all 12 answer. And it shows what the right answer is and how many people got it right and wrong. Another option is virtual tours and simulations. If you're working with virtual meeting software, you can incorporate 3D home tours, property simulations, and have agents critique the tour as if they're the client to develop better insights into buyer expectations, number one. Number two, maybe it's a virtual tour. You've had an agent come to you saying that, their listing is not moving. So maybe their sitting duck listing becomes the virtual tour, and you're asking agents to give their feedback and opinion on this sitting listing. Kind of changes it up, a little bit different, but both very helpful. Next one is interactive whiteboards. So platforms like Miro or Google Jamboard help your team brainstorm ideas, maybe map out client journeys, or visually break down market trends and analysis. So this helps visual learners engage and contribute more effectively. The thing about technology is it really helps create a dynamic, interactive experience and can turn otherwise dull presentations, for lack of a better word, into something that's truly engaging. So if you are not comfortable with technology, as far as setting it up or running it during a meeting, while you're on Zoom, while you're on Google Meet, I want to encourage you to take one of these ideas that you hear today, and in the next month or two, learn it. Every single one of those has a YouTube video on how to best incorporate it or use it during a meeting, or how to set it up. I want to encourage you to take one of those and incorporate it somehow, some way into your next meeting. Okay, next idea is to incorporate guest speakers and expert panels. So bringing outside knowledge in, inviting guest speakers who provides fresh perspective, expert advice, like industry experts. So maybe it's a successful agent from an outside market, a real estate attorney, mortgage lenders to discuss trends and market updates or compliance changes within the mortgage industry. That's always helpful for us to know. And this helps keep our content fresh and helps agents stay up to date and or ahead of industry shifts. So here's an interesting idea. What if you had a client guest? So a client, maybe a first-time home buyer, shares their first-time home buying or first-time home selling experience. This is a very unique perspective and can be invaluable in understanding what clients expect, what impresses them, and also where improvements can be made. Now, I know you're all thinking, okay, panels, usually it's agent panels. Absolutely. 9 times out of 10 client of agent panels, but turning it on its head and it being a client panel, huge. And then lastly, a motivational speaker or coach. So sometimes the best learning comes from outside the industry altogether. So motivational speakers on time management, maybe a business coach, mindset, valuable skills that they can use in their business or personal development wise. So allowing different energy and knowledge to come into your meeting and inviting that in. And number 5, recognition and success stories. So learning from real wins in the room or on the meeting. So when you celebrate wins and you recognize achievement, it's not just motivational, it can also be educational. So here's how to leverage this. First idea, agent spotlight. So highlight an agent's recent success, whether it's a closing or a tough deal or developing a creative marketing strategy that worked. Ask them to walk through, for the team, ask them to walk through how they achieved it and focus on the steps, the tools, and the mindset that they used. Now, this next one might be feel a little counterintuitive, but go with me here. Failure Fridays or failure takeaways. Discussing a failure or a challenging situation can be incredibly educational. Come up with whatever cute title or moniker that you want. Let agents share their lessons learned differently, and how they could handle things differently next time. So you can do this anonymously. You can ask for, hey, has anybody had a recent failure? Fill in the form, and it's a Google form, a Jot form, and they put in what it was. And do you want your name associated with it? Yes or no? So they don't have to be ousted right in front of everyone. They can maintain anonymous status if they would like to. And then another idea is a shout out board. So creating a virtual or physical shout out board where team members can recognize each other's efforts, big closings, helping out with a buyer when someone was on vacation, etc. It helps build camaraderie and provide specific examples of behaviors and strategies that led to success. Next idea for your brokerage team meetings. Now, this can be in person or virtual, so go with me here. Having themed meetings can make things festive, and if there's something to learn from it, make it memorable. So transform an ordinary session or meeting into maybe a marketing makeover. Have a marketing makeover meeting where agents bring a listing that's been struggling and brainstorm together on how to rebrand and market it more effectively. You can use themes like Shark Tank to make it competitive and fun. We all know HGTV has lots of makeover shows. So you can incorporate that it's a marketing, a listing makeover, and have a slide, introductory slide themed around that. The next idea is having holiday themes. So around Halloween, have a scary stories from the field session where agents share their most challenging client encounters. In every holiday, you could get creative. And if you don't have a creative bone in your body, go to our friend ChatGPT and come up with a holiday theme for whatever holiday is coming up that can connect in some way to the real estate industry, or if not, even just a business theme in general that people can share on. Last idea is have a back to school themed meeting where everyone shares a lesson, literally, lesson learned recently or a skill that they've been working on improving. This would have been great if I had started this in the summer to have a back to school, come share your lessons from the field, but make with it what you will. You can always save it for next year. So just doing something different, incorporating novelty and anticipation and, making the educational content more enjoyable and more memorable. And if you do some kind of theme, if your team is like this, incorporating dress up or costume or colors, and make sure you get a photo of that. I'm a big proponent of taking photos of any kind of dress up, themed, anything and everything, because that really has to do with your team's culture in and of itself. Number 7, interactive workshops. So hands-on learning that sticks. Maybe it's a cold calling workshop with role-playing stations. Maybe there's immediate feedback and tips to improve with that kind of workshop. You could have a marketing lab. There could be a tech toolbox workshop kind of session where agents explore new tech tools or apps that can help with maybe their daily tasks. So it's a great way in small dosages to integrate tech training without it feeling like the. So workshops offer a break from the traditional meeting format and allows agents to practice and refine their skills in real time. Number 8, create an agent-led learning culture. So peer teaching, what we call that in education. You empower your agents by giving them opportunities to teach to the group. And again, I'm a huge fan of this because I don't want to hear myself talking the entire time. I want other guests and other presenters and learning from each other, the people actually out in the field. So one idea for that is teach the team, assign a different team member each week to lead a short segment on something that they're passionate about, like negotiation tactics or a new social media platform for leads or how they're getting leads in a different way. Maybe there's a success swap where agents are paired up and they have to share one successful tactic that they use regularly within their business and then let them share with the rest of the team. Or maybe it's a brainstorming type circle where broken into small groups to brainstorm solutions to a common problem, such as improving open house attendance or client follow-up strategies. Each group presents their best ideas to the larger team when you come back together. What peer teaching really does is it fosters a collaborative environment where agents feel valued, their knowledge and success makes them feel valued and allows them to invest in each other's success. So I'll wrap it up. Transforming your team meetings, your brokerage meetings, into meetings that are engaging and offer educational experiences, it doesn't have to require a complete overhaul. If you liked any of these ideas, if you wrote down 5 out of the 8 that you liked, if you just incorporated one by the end of this month, and then another the next month, and then a third one in the third month, you're freshening it up. Take a little action and apply it to one meeting at a time. Again, you don't need to do a complete overhaul just because of these tips. You might just need some creative tweaks. And by incorporating a game here or there, leveraging technology, inviting a guest speaker here or there, making room for different meeting setups like a workshop, you can turn your meetings into dynamic sessions that your team looks forward to. That's the one thing about asking for their successes or asking for their failures. When you do it ahead of time, they wonder and anticipate what the other agents are seeing out there, what their successes are, what their failures are. And they come to meeting knowing that they're going to hear and take some of those away with them. Remember, the goal is to make learning a natural, fun part of your team culture where meetings are engaging and educational. Agents will leave feeling inspired and equipped, ready to apply what they've learned. So if I can encourage you to do one thing, keep experimenting, keep freshening up your meetings with a different tip, tool, game, and see which ones resonate the most with your team and repeat them once a quarter, something along those lines. Your team meetings will not only be more fun, but they'll also drive business. So thanks for tuning in today. Try these strategies or one at your next meeting and watch what transforms. Hey again, it's me. Thanks for being here today. If you enjoyed what you heard, please feel free to rate, review, or share this podcast with someone that you think might benefit. We so appreciate you joining us today. Check us out next time on the She Leads Real Estate podcast with Sue Sarvis.